move, I will shoot you.
Do it.
Do not move.
I didn't do anything.
If you move, I will shoot you.
Do it.
Do not move.
I didn't do anything.
This is not police work. This is not police work. We don't train this. It's not acceptable. I hope that the transparency that we're giving you here today, as well as the swift action by our police department, can make some of you believe that we are trying to do the right thing, we are trying to reform, and we are trying to make a difference. This is not the Aurora Police Department. This was criminal.
Hey everybody, John Van Dyke here for New Jersey Exposed. Today is Monday, August 2nd, 2021. Time is 7:48 p.m. Yeah, you know it, Jersey time. Okay, well, we got another fine, upstanding, well-trained hero. You know, those dedicated type to get up in the morning and put that uniform and badge on and proudly go out and serve the community. Well, this one comes out of Colorado. And what do you think this cop did? Well, it's another black man involved, I can tell you that much. And it doesn't have a good outcome for him. This is reported on dailynews.com, nydailynews.com, and it reads as follows: Colorado cop charged after pistol whipping, choking unarmed man during arrest. There it is. All right, let's read the story. If you haven't heard about it already, it's all over the place. A Colorado police officer captured on camera assaulting a man while taking him into custody has been arrested, and a second officer charged with not stopping the despicable act. Now, that's what I think is great about this story. And it's tragic what happened to this black man. No black man in America minding his business should be treated like that. And let this be a lesson to some of you wussy good cops, do nothing good cops. Let's call you, you know what, let's just call you do nothing about it good cops who stand idly by while another cop goes and hurts a citizen. Blatantly hurts him. I'm not talking about you taking somebody down, somebody gets hurt in the interim. I'm talking about a situation like this. That you stand by and you do nothing, you get charged. And the way I see it, if you stood by and you did nothing, you should be charged with the same charge as the perpetrator. Body cam footage released Tuesday shows Aurora Police Department officer John Hubert approached the victim, Kyle Vinson, around 2:15 p.m. Friday. Oh, by the way, when's this released? This came out on July 28th. Released Tuesday shows Aurora Police Department officer John Hubert approached the victim, Kyle Vincent, around 2:15 p.m. Friday and immediately shoved him to the ground. See, they can't wait to get you on the ground because they want to dry hump you. And if you're a black man, watch out, man, because some white cop wants to get you on the ground and he wants to rub his junk into you. Trust me, I've watched enough videos now to see what the game is. They've got some little fetish about throwing you on the ground and just, you know, grinding right into you. As Vincent raises his hand in the air and asks what he did, Hubert draws his gun, then orders Vincent to roll over on your stomach. You have a gun pointed straight at your head, Hubert says. I can just imagine the fear. The crap going through his head. He's on, am I going to be another George Floyd? A female officer, later identified as Francine Martinez, tells Vincent that he has a warrant out, which he denies. Hubert proceeds to hit Vincent in the head several times with his gun, and blood can be seen on Vincent's head and hands as he screams, "You kill me." Why do we give these cops pepper spray and stun guns? They don't use them. The only time they use the stun gun is when they want to torture somebody. There was no reason to throw this guy on the ground and do what he did. They could tell him to turn around, put your hands behind your head back, and the guy's gonna say, "What did I do?" Say, "Just put your hands around behind your back. As soon as we get you covered, I'll explain to you what's going on." But they can't do that. They have to escalate. Have to escalate. It's how they get arrests. It's how they get awards. It's how the chief looks good. But sometimes it backfires. If you move, I will shoot you, Hubert says with his hands around Vincent's neck. I'd be crapping in my pants. I mean, They're just, these sociopaths, these psychomaniac cops like this, they're just looking for a reason to put a cap in you. Hubert strangled Vincent for almost 40 seconds, during which the victim appeared to be losing conscience. Eventually, more officers arrived on the scene and one tased Vincent. Vincent was hospitalized after the assault and needed 6 stitches to close a cut on his head. We're disgusted, we're angry. This is not police work, Aurora Police Chief Vanessa Wilson said Tuesday. Again, she's in a state of denial. It may not be police work, but this is what police do all the time, people. All the time. Excuse me. We don't train this. It's not acceptable. You may not train it, but they learn on the job that this is standard operating procedures. Unfortunately, they have not learned yet that there are cameras out there, maybe on them, body cameras or cameras, citizens recording them, and now they're getting caught doing it. That's why there's an epidemic of cops, of videos of cops hurting people, because people are wising up and taking pictures and videos of these people. The video cameras, the body cams are catching them. There's cameras everywhere, and it's exposing these bad cops for what they've been doing and have been doing since day one that there was police out there. All the way back to, Rodney, all started with Rodney King, people. Some of you out there may not be old enough to remember Rodney King. Google it, you'll find the video. It was a free-for-all for LA police. She also said it's unclear if Vincent even know there was a warrant out for his arrest for probation violation. Hubert was charged with attempted first-degree assault, second-degree assault, oppression, felony menacing, and first-degree official misconduct, and has been placed on unpaid leave pending the results of the internal affairs investigation. Well, if things go right, this cop's going down. He's done. He's done. The official misconduct charge is he's going to lose his job and go to jail over that alone. Martinez, that's the female officer that stood by with a thumb up in the ass and enabled all of it. Martinez was charged with failing to intervene and report. Oh, she lied. She didn't even report that there was use of force by a peace officer and placed on paid leave. We will continue to do training, and we will continue to take people out of this agency if that is how they're going to police. Wilson said it's not right. I know I'm always entertained, or oh, we're going to train. We're going to give them more training. You need training to know you don't throw a man on the ground and start whipping him with your gun and dry humping him and choking him. You need training for that? I mean, who raised you? A pack of wolves? I mean, most decent people out there know you don't treat another human being like that. I'm not a cop. I never went to a police academy, okay? I would go up to somebody like that, as long as they're not being violent with me, and say, hey, turn around, put your hands behind your back, I'm going to put the cuffs on you, and the guy's going to say, hey, what did I do, man? Why did you do nothing? What did I do? Put your hands behind your back. As soon as I get your cuff, I'll explain to you what's going on. Now, if he got a little bit violent from there, I would just tell him very simply, you'd stop it. I'd pull the pepper spray out and say, I'm gonna spray you. Okay? We can do this easy way or our way, so just turn around. But see, they can't do that. Some of these cops, they hate their job so much. And this is really what I think it's about, the way they behave. Like, part of the behavior is that they hate their jobs. They hate going out there. They have to deal with the bottom shelf all the time. And the bottom shelf has a reality as to how police are. So when the police come, they don't respect police, and rightfully so. I find it difficult more and more every day to respect or even want to interact with police, because every day I do a story. I'm behind on stories, people. Behind. You notice the stories are like a week behind. I'm putting them out. But every day I read stories, I get stories sent to me, and I see what's going on, and it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting, and I can't help every time I look at an officer, either at work or in the course of being out in the public, and look and say, well, is he one of the ones that hurts people? Is he one of the ones that stands by and does nothing while another officer hurts somebody? I like to think that most of these cops here in Monmouth County, New Jersey, where I live, are well trained and decent, but I know there's a lot of them out there that are not good. And it comes from certain departments. I won't mention the name, but there's other departments around here where I'm around them all because I live in the area. I see them. They're small towns, and I see how they operate. I see how they behave. I've documented some of them in action, and I really don't have anything bad to say about them because they haven't given me a reason. But again, you're going to interact with a cop. You have to ask, you got to think to yourself, is this a bad cop? Am I going to have a bad time here? Maybe I need to get a supervisor here. So anyway, so this black man here has been beat up and tortured hurt by a cop out in Colorado. No doubt he's going to get a payday, and no doubt that cop there is not going to affect his pocketbook, not for that anyway. He loses his job. That is going to be the end of his law enforcement career, and he'll lose the best job he ever had, and he'll have to go work some minimum wage job for the rest of his life. And as far as that female do nothing good cop, I think she should be fired too. No, I'm going to take that back. I think she should be charged with, I mean, it's a tough call, but I want to say I think she should be charged with the same charges. She stood there and allowed it. I mean, if you go with somebody and they go in a bank, they rob the bank, or you're in the getaway car, you don't even know the guy's robbed the bank or something. He comes back in, hey, I just robbed the bank, get out of here. And you take off, you're just as guilty unless you jump out of the car and say, fuck you, I'm not going. I didn't know anything about this, but she stood by and she enabled it, so that, to me, in my opinion, that means she condoned it. At minimum, I think she needs to get suspended for 90 days and let that be a lesson to the rest of those cops on that police department that this crap is going to stop. And again, I'm going to tell a message to you so-called do-nothing good cops out there that stand by and do nothing. It's up to you to clean it up. I'm not buying this crap anymore that you got a tough job. The only thing tough I see about your job these days is getting caught doing shit you shouldn't be doing. So you good cops out there, you supposedly good cops, do nothing good cops. You need to rise up, you need to clean things up, because this is why your morale's down, this is why you're being vilified, and I'm going to continue doing these videos because I know what the truth is, and I'm reporting the truth. All right, people. Let me know what you think in the comments section. I'll put the link in the description. Till next time.
Now to 2 Colorado police officers under arrest and facing charges after body cam video surfaced showing one of them choking and beating the suspect during an arrest. We want to warn you, some of the video you're about to see is disturbing. Kana Whitworth has the story.
Help! Help!
This morning, 2 Colorado police officers facing charges after this body cam video surfaced.
Don't hurt me!
It's not acceptable. This is not the Aurora Police Department. This was criminal.
Aurora officers John Halbert and Francine Martinez responding to a trespassing call, attempting to arrest 29-year-old Kyle Vinson and 2 other adult men. Authorities say all 3 had warrants out for their arrest, but the scene quickly escalated. Halbert drawing his weapon.
Hands all the way out in front of you.
Moments later, he has his gun to Vinson's head.
Dude, you have a gun pointed
No,
straight at your
I
head.
don't have a gun.
Police say Halbert then hit Vinson in the head with his gun 13 times.
Get on your face.
The officer then pushing down on Vinson's neck.
You move, I will shoot you. Do not move.
I didn't do anything.
Vinson ultimately arrested and taken to the hospital where he required 6 stitches. He has not yet responded to our request for comment. Halbert now charged with assault and Martinez charged with not interfering, which is a Colorado state law. Both now released on bond.
Now, both officers are also on paid administrative leave, and they have hearings next month. And Michael, the officer directly involved in that altercation, maintains his innocence.
That's hard to watch there, Kana. Thank you so much.
You move, I will shoot you.
Do it.
Do not move.
I didn't do anything.